Welcome back to Two Nigerian Women, a fly on the wall conversational social commentary podcast. We are on all major streaming platforms for podcasts and also on YouTube. Please subscribe if you like what you hear to encourage us in our work, and we'll continue to bring
Yeah.
you great content, great conversation, and also respond to any suggestions you have in terms of topics you will want us to talk about. So, welcome,
Yeah.
welcome. My name is Ibukun.
Hi, and my name is Abidemi, and welcome on today's episode of Two Nigerian Women.
Thank you, my darling Sissy. Now we are going to talk about my flabby bits. It's an interesting subject.
It is a
But
very interesting topic because there's a lot of hang-ups and hookups about body positivity. And I find in this day and age, a lot of people are really pushing the limits and the boundary, and you're almost made to feel incomplete when you don't have a certain type of body frame, or even sometimes even the way you see yourself. But
mm,
even those of us that have everything, we are still struggling with the extra bits that come with being mothers or having kids.
see, tell me
So
about
yeah,
it. Let me
it is
demonstrate.
yeah.
Let me
It
demonstrate.
is what's that word? It is very uncomfortable. I actually feel bad for teenagers now because when I was a teenager, all those things were not that important. But I think with the advent of social media, the internet, there's a lot more to see, and there's a lot of body envy that is going on, and there are lots
Yeah.
of people that are morphing, and there's also a lot of body dysmorphia. There used to be, but it wasn't as widespread as now. Because you
It's
have someone
a
doing one
fashion
procedure and
culture.
going on to the next
Yeah.
and the next and the next and the next. When are you going to stop? And it's almost like there's nobody out there that hasn't done anything. I have done something. I done my teeth. But yeah, but that's a lot of people will say it's still cosmetic surgery, it's still for beautification. Fine, I was very conscious of having what's that word? Of having gaps in my teeth, and I had it done maybe for
Mm,
2 years. But
mm.
I think that's different. But a lot of people argue with me that it is not different, that it's pretty much the same thing because I changed what I didn't like into what I like. So a lot of them are changing what they don't like into what they like. It is a
But at
slippery
what
slope,
cost?
and
At what
very
cost is the problem?
sometimes it costs life actually. Sometimes, but I think well, from a mother's point of view, as
Mm,
mothers, a lot of people will say, "Oh, I've gone through childbirth and I didn't die, and that was a
mm,
situation of my life, and this is me taking my destiny into my own hands and doing this because this is what I feel comfortable with, and having a mommy makeover and
mhm.
having this and that."
Yes.
I'm not in their shoes, so I can't necessarily understand what they're going through. But having said that, I'm not
Mhm.
innocent because I haven't done a consultation yet. I have spoken. I live in the UK. I don't live in Nigeria, so it's very different.
Mm.
But I have read a little bit, and I was considering doing a tummy talk. I
Oh,
have been,
so you
but
see,
it's
this
not
is news
something
to
that
me.
I am not. Yeah, but I am actually scared because when I was having my second child, it was a matter of life and death,
Mm.
literally a matter of life and death. And
Mm.
I just feel because a lot of things were missed along the journey of having her,
Mm.
and I had a planned section, and I just feel that because the cosmetic surgery, I don't feel that they're fully invested because everybody's body type is different. And I
Mm.
had a lot of scar tissue when I had twins as my first, and then I have a second child as my second, single birth. But
Mm.
I think a lot of the times these doctors, because it's almost like a revolving door, yeah, in and out, and they're making their money. There's not a lot of consultation that goes into Black
Mm.
women's bodies
Oh.
necessarily, and it's not size fits all. Because a lot of us deal with fibroids, we have scar tissue, we have a lot of things. Like when I was having the twins,
Mm.
it was an emergency C-section, and it took like they got the twins out, but I think they just patched me together and left me. So when I was having my second
Mm.
child, it took a very long time for them to actually cut me open and get her out. It
Mm.
took usually a C-section lasts about 3 hours. My C-section lasted about 6 hours, and it
Wow.
took almost 2 hours to get her out. But prior to that time, a lot of things were missed. It was a very long journey.
Mm.
A lot of things were done, and that's why I'm very skeptical about it because I just don't feel that they're going to get it. And it's almost like God has given
Mm.
me a second chance, and I don't want to use that privilege and do something
Mm.
that's out of line. But first and foremost, getting the epidural, a
Mhm.
student, yeah,
Student
was doing all
doctor.
the poking. And finished poking, they had poked for too long that it was not okay for them to keep trying. So they resolved to do a tap. So a tap is basically they
Yes.
will do it intravenously,
Yes.
and they put it in and then they leave it to walk around the body. And then I think they leave 2 minutes and then they walk for 10 minutes, but it lasts every 15 minutes. So imagine having something every 15 minutes to walk, and this went on for 6 hours.
Hey,
And
Lord.
then after they did that, um they we started the process. It took 2 hours to
Mm.
get my baby out, and I got my baby out, and it was all fine. But to make my womb contract, it wasn't contracting, and
Mm.
so they tell my husband to leave with the baby, and they call a lot of students in because I was a special case, and apparently 2 days before, another Nigerian lady had gone through the same thing but didn't make it out alive. And we are from almost
Mm.
the same place in Nigeria. So they
Mm.
assumed it was a very cultural thing. But I think I had a lot of fibroids, a lot of things, and scar
Mm.
tissue
Mm.
because a lot of things were not put in, were gotten out.
Yes.
And then my womb wasn't contracting. So I could feel them trying to make my womb contract. And my heart was basically this what I was feeling. And then
Mm.
they now injected me and said I should go to sleep. And I remember telling them, if I go to sleep, I am going to die. I
Oh,
know.
wow.
So I am not going to sleep. So I'll feel my eyes doing this and I will open it really wide and continue. I did that for 6 hours. And I kept asking, where's my husband? Where's my husband? They had sent him out. And
Mm.
then by the time they finished finally doing all that they did, I started at 9 o'clock. I didn't come out of theater till 3.
Mm.
That's when I slept. But even at that, there were other complications after, but that's story for another day.
Mm.
And they did tell me that if I want to have another baby, that is going to be a major surgery. That was what I was told. And I say, you know what? I have both sexes. I am good. So,
Mm.
and they're fine. They're healthy. I'm fine. I have to deal with all of that. But I just feel that because there's a lot of scar tissue, there's possibility of having fibroids. There is a possibility of other things. Having a mommy makeover or having a tummy tuck is not as straightforward as it's supposed to be. And I also dealt with severe back pain. Like even
Mm.
now I can't stand for too long or sit for too long, but it's better. It's become better. And my baby is going to be 9 very soon. So I've had this
Mm.
for a very long time. And it's only recently that I'm slowly getting back, like
Back.
Stella got her groove back. I'm slowly getting back to my own groove.
Go on,
But
girl.
it's taking
Get
me a
your
very long,
groove.
still numb. I am still numb down there. Like I was actually
Mm.
poking my tummy and I feel some nerves, but I can't really feel so
Feel
much.
it. Mm.
Because between
Wow.
the twins and my daughter, I think it's about 3.5 or 2 years. But notwithstanding, so I just feel that when it comes to cosmetic surgery, it is not going to be straightforward for
Mm.
me, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a scary experience. A lot of people can go in and come out, and maybe I'm overthinking it, but I just feel that there is not a lot of research going in for Black African women when it comes to cosmetic surgery. And
Mm.
there's a lot of things that are being missed along the way. And I just feel that there is not proper, maybe as they have more, because it's becoming increasingly popular. As more
Mm.
surgeries are going on, there will be more research carried out. But I just don't feel it's something that it is scary. So I
It
have to
is.
deal with whatever body positive image. I have to work with what
Mm.
I'm given. So if
Mm.
it's sit ups, if it's holding it in, if it's doing everything that I can, I will do it. So
Mm.
yeah, it's a very slippery slope. And to a certain extent, I don't know how I feel about speaking to friends that want to do it. I have a friend that wants to get her bum done. I don't know how I
Mm.
feel about telling her not to do it because it's something that's unique to them and they know how they feel. A lot of women, she's married by the way, a lot of women will
Okay.
say that I'm doing it for me. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and they is what they feel comfortable with. And I don't know their struggle, and I won't lie, I don't know their struggle. So I can't negate their feelings because their feelings
No,
are
you
valid.
can't.
But I
They
think it's a
are.
personal
They are.
journey that people
Mm.
take. What, where do we draw the line? Because we have young girls, 20, 21, 22, 22, 24, 25, that are doing plastic, that are going through cosmetic surgery. When are we going to draw the line?
Well, what
When?
the line should be drawn when you decide to weigh up the cost versus the benefit. We're not talking about money cost. We're talking about the physical cost, the emotional cost, the recovery cost, because it doesn't
The
happen.
mental cost. Yeah.
You have to recover. The
And then,
recovery
yeah,
cost.
and then there's also the possibility of it not going the right way. You have people that have
Oh,
gone, we have a classic example in
over and over again.
Michael
Michael
Jackson
Jackson.
that, yes, that had to go constantly to get his nose done because they messed it up. And in the end, what did it look like?
So
So
let
once you
us be
start
clear.
that door,
So you have to
mm,
keep going. But Sissy, let us be clear so people do not mistake what we're talking about. We're talking about our
yeah,
flabby bits. We're talking about cosmetic surgery as opposed to
yeah,
reparative surgery or I'm trying to think of all the other names they could, but surgery that is required to save your life. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
no,
cosmetic
no,
surgery to enhance your physical appearance, specifically
yeah,
that. So I was going to demonstrate, and
yeah,
I am going to demonstrate because I am now comfortable in my own self. Yeah. So
yeah,
these are my flabby bits. I wear oversized shirts. You know, I have a overhang, a muffin top, which is what it
yeah,
is customarily called. A muffin top. My
yeah,
bingo wings are not that bad anymore. I worked on it. You know, my double
yeah,
chin is receding. It's amazing. But let me tell you, my sisters, this took 10 years. My baby is 10 years old and he was 11 pounds. Literally 11
mm,
pounds. That is a heavy child. He looked like he was 3 months old when he came out. And someone said to me while I was pregnant, I looked like a lollipop. And I agreed with them because my belly was huge, huge. But the
mm,
thing is, that cost versus benefit is where you draw the line. If you
yeah,
actually are sincere with yourself and you sit down, you could write it out, you could talk it out with somebody you know, weigh the
yeah,
cost versus the benefit. So let me put a benefit out there. A benefit is I will no longer have the overhang, so I'll have a flat tummy. And the benefit
mm,
is what? I feel better about myself. Are you sure you will feel better about yourself? Because it's a domino effect from what I've observed with cosmetic surgery. Once my muffin top is gone, then maybe I should go and get a chin lift and maybe
mm,
a, a cheek lift. Or maybe
yeah,
they can even modify this. I don't need to go to the gym to work on it. Then maybe I could do my
mm,
bum, you know, so that I can
yeah,
then get this hourglass shape. What are we chasing
yeah,
after? A lot of my observation, and it's just my observation. Don't come for me, but if you do, that's your own. My observation is a lot of what we see in the world today, driven by Kardashian culture, I call it, is to go after the
yeah,
perfect figure eight. For what? You are the sum total of your experiences. Do you still want to look 16 when you are 90 years old? Is that what you're striving for? If
is
you're
that
not happy with
realistic?
if you're not happy with yourself, with all your flabby bits, what makes you think you slimmed down and looking like a figure eight is what's going to make you happy? It's how I forget who said it, but pretty much if you're not happy where you are now, there is no guarantee the
Mm,
destination that you're
will
aiming
be
for
happy.
would
Yeah,
make you happy.
yeah,
Exactly that. Exactly that. And that is where you knowing who you are and being accepting of yourself is so important. Accept yourself now. Not that you shouldn't do it, or if you weigh your cost versus benefit and you think I should definitely go for it. If you are certain, go ahead. But the risks involved, make sure you are cognizant of it and you do not neglect it as in, oh, well, it's not going to happen to me. Because don't tempt fate. Do not tempt fate.
mm,
You know? you really need to be sure you are able to live with the consequences of all your decisions and then take the decision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those are
It
my
is a slippery slope. It is a
mm,
slippery slope. I was just checking the dictionary description for
mm,
cosmetic. So it's just cosmetic
yes.
adjective relating
Mm,
to treatment intended to restore or improve a person's appearance,
mm,
serving to improve the appearance of body, especially the face, or
mm,
affecting only the appearance of something rather than its substance.
mm.
But like I said, like we said, it's a revolving door. Once you start, you're going to continue.
You keep
There
going.
is there is no, like, it's easier. It's actually better to not start the process. Seriously, there's no how, because there, for you to be thinking about cosmetic surgery, you have the money. So money is not the factor, but
Mm-hmm.
is it going to stop there? Like Ibuku said, you think about your chin. Like I have
Mm.
extra like that. You think about your chin, you think about your face, you think about there's a hair transplant, and you have people that say, "Well, you did your teeth." Well, hair transplant, it's different things. So when are we going to draw the line?
Mm.
But my issue with all of this, as a responsible woman, whatever you want to do, or if you're an adult, you are free to do it. But where do we draw the line when it comes to our young girls? Because
Ah.
the examples that you have out there are
Mm.
actually nothing to write home about a lot of the
Mm.
times. Because
Mm.
nobody's telling, yes, you have people that tell them to achieve, but the glitz and the glamour of getting your body done, I think, is more attractive than actually knuckling down and facing what's ahead of you. And I know
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people would say or argue, well, their parents will sort them out. Well, their parents know. Well, some, their parents don't know. We have a whole pandemic that has to do with cosmetic surgery in Nigeria. People, young girls, you losing their lives, and then you only hear about it after some of them have passed. And the ones that
Mm.
haven't passed, you can tell when you see them. Like in Nigeria now, almost every girl looks like a soldier ant because it's not done properly. And you have things that you see,
Okay,
and
and
it's just is
that's it.
yeah, they look funny. They look like they're all, they call it a diaper bomb.
Oh.
That's what they call it. And it's not funny anymore because all of them look alike. Why? You're doing it for yourself or you're doing it for so, I don't know. Like, where do we draw the line? Where is comfortable? I'm not saying don't do you. Do what you want to do as an adult, but as a young girl, there are a lot more things. Do you understand? There are people that don't even look have, some of them have, you have and you can't have it all. You might have the face, you don't have the body. You might have the body, you don't have the face. You might
The
have
face.
one part of
Mm.
body and
Mm.
not have. But this is what you have been blessed with. And you can accentuate whatever bit of your body without necessarily going under the knife. If it means
Exactly.
that you're trying to so that you have a nice figure eight, then wear things that give you that shape in terms of the kind of clothes that you wear. The good thing about the fashion industry, it keeps evolving. So there are things
Mm.
that can like bring out the best of our features. So some certain clothes you will wear that bring out the best of your features. Like Ibukun said, because of the extra bits that she has, she always wears big shirts. And there are
Mm-hmm.
people that don't have that extra. They can just wear fitted. They are very slim. They wear the
Mm-hmm.
fitted shirts and they can afford to wear skin. There are a lot of things that we can't wear because of our body shape, but there's some people that can wear it. So you can wear stuff that will bring out the best in you
And be
without necessarily
comfortable
going
in
under the
that. Be comfortable.
risky. I just worry that if somebody
Mm.
should pass while they're doing surgery, what are you going to tell Jesus? What are you going to say?
Look, look,
What are you going to say?
really.
You
See,
might
there
not
was.
believe God, that's fine. You might not believe Jesus, that's okay. But what are you going to say? Do you
Mm.
understand? There are a lot of reckless things that we shouldn't do
That
as
we
humans
do.
because life is too difficult. It's you're here today, gone tomorrow. We have no control of whatever
Honestly,
is going to happen. So
honestly.
whatever you can do to actually stay alive, don't take risk
Mm.
like that. You will not allow somebody that is drunk, or some people will, but you won't allow a drunk pilot, if you know, fly you,
No,
or
you
someone
wouldn't.
that's on a suicide mission fly. So
Mm-hmm.
why will you hand your life? Because your life is hanging on a thread. And there's some surgeries that we cannot avoid at all. The people have appendix surgery, they have all sorts of things that people do. This life, we have things that we're going to have to go through. Why are you spending money to do extra when you don't need to and put your life at
Sure.
risk? I
Honestly,
saw a video
because
today on
I was going to
Instagram,
even say,
and a
see,
lady was
can you hear me?
trying to squeeze out pus.
You
Yes, I can.
can hear me. So
And
sorry.
there was a
Go
lady.
on.
Yeah, yeah.
Go
I
on. Go
saw a
on.
video of a lady trying to squeeze out pus from her bum. She had done bum
Mm,
surgery, and the headline of the video was, "This is what you go through when you do cosmetic surgery." And it was, for
oh,
me, it was first and foremost with your
oh,
modesty. Why are you putting all of this out there? And then I saw another video yesterday of someone going through um was I think person has an infection. A lot of the times when you have a C-section, when you
mm,
have what's that thing? When you have it's not is it meningitis? That you have a fever, yeah, you're cold, but
mm-hmm.
you have to take antibiotics. What's the I don't know, I can't remember because I
Well, it's
had
an
it.
infection.
Uh
Oh, no, no. Is it
it's an
Emma,
infection.
Emma? Oh, it used to be
Maybe
an
it's an
infection
infection.
after surgery.
So
Emma.
she was going through, so she was cold.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
she was cold and there was a blanket over her, and she just finished having surgery. And that's what I went through when I was having a baby, when I was bringing
mm,
life into this world. So when you look at it, like, is it worth? I don't know. I think a lot of people live their lives on the edge, and like you said, we all have to be responsible for our actions, but we
mm,
have to be responsible
mhm.
sensibly. It's not easy 'cause a lot of people
No,
are not, but
it's not. It's
I
not.
don't. Maybe,
There's a,
maybe I'm just being ignorant. Maybe I'm being ignorant.
you're
Maybe we're
not.
being ignorant and we don't get
You are not.
it.
There are
Just
too
maybe we
many
don't,
examples,
because a lot
Bidemi. There
of
are too
people
many
will say,
examples.
"Oh, we don't get
Look, Bidemi, Kanye West's mom died after a surgery, and it was a cosmetic
it." Yeah,
procedure.
yeah,
Recently, in hip hop popular culture, this lady Jackie O died, and it was after a
yeah.
mommy makeover. And I felt so sad because her baby was months old. So the last child, so
Wow.
she had three children for this amazing comedian DC Young Fly, and she had three children with him, and she went for a mommy makeover. She didn't die on the table; she died in recovery, and my heart broke
Oh,
for her family because she was so loved. I do not know what it was she was going through, but she obviously felt she needed to have this mommy makeover. And as a result, she is hopefully in heaven. I don't know her personally, but from what I've heard, she believed in God, and I pray she's in heaven because her family will want to see her there. But what you said is, what are you going to
yeah.
go tell God? I died having surgery because I wanted to look a certain type of way. Not
Look
even look
good or
better,
look a
because
certain type of way.
she was beautiful with the way she was. But for her, there were things she saw, what she would probably have referred to as imperfections, she wanted to perfect. Because it's in
Yeah.
those situations you find yourself reaching for something that, to be honest with you, in context, and I'm not looking to offend anyone here, is not necessary. If
Yeah.
your phase in life for having that lovely figure eight has passed on and you cannot get it through physical means and you need to resort to going under the knife, I don't think it's necessary, unless it is
Hmm.
it is something that is reparative, like you need it to live. You need it to live. If you do not need it to live and it's because of visuals, please ask yourself, is this really necessary? And in the celebrity world where appearance is everything, they might feel justified to do so. I'm not going to touch celebrity world. It's not a world I'm involved in. But when you are not in that world and you feel that you need a bigger bum because, and a lot of these young girls say things like, oh, I just want to feel good about myself. That's a lie. It's because of what you want to attract to you. Because
Hmm.
a bigger bum means they put silicone in your bum. You are sitting on silicone. Why? Why would you do that to yourself if it wasn't because of what you think it will bring to you as opposed to what will bring out of you? Because what is already in you is not going to be changed by putting silicone in your bum or in your
Yeah.
chest. It's not.
Yeah.
If you not work, Jesus himself said it. You can clean up the outside as much as you want to. If you do not work on the inside, Luke 11, I'm paraphrasing, by the way. Look at Luke 11, the Bible. Good book, amazing book for life. Luke 11, if you clean up the outside and not the inside, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time because you will get that
Mm.
silicone injected. One day you will have to take it out. What's her name? What does she call herself? Angela White, Black China. So she doesn't want to be referred to as Black China anymore. She had it all. She
Mm.
had all the infills, the fillers, and whatnot. She discovered that the happiness she was looking for was not in those things. She's had the surgery to
Mm.
now take it out. There are too many examples out there. Sit down, weigh up the cost versus
Yeah,
benefit, my people.
and then there are people that genuinely need the cosmetic surgery, like the people that have had cancer, breast cancer, and
Mm.
they've had to do
We had
one.
that
And that
conversation,
that
didn't
in
we?
itself, that in
Yeah.
itself is important because they need to not feel like a victim, but feel they've conquered this, they are well alive, and see their body as rocking their battle scars without necessarily impacting. Because it's a whole
It's a
mindset
psychological,
shift, especially
emotional,
yeah,
spiritual,
yeah,
physical situation.
yeah.
Yes, we
Mental, yeah,
know.
it is.
We
So
know.
that in itself, and they need that. They need it. There's no middle ground about it. And even at that, it's still a struggle. It is painful. It's a painful process to go through. And
And
it is
recover
a
from.
painful process, actually, yes. And it's
Mm-hmm.
something they have to keep doing constantly. So
Yeah.
I think if you genuinely need it, health wise, that is, yes. But for body positivity, I'll say look for something else. Because it's what you have on, like he says, what you have on the inside that is coming out. If you're not happy
Mm-hmm.
inside, there's turmoil. No matter what you do, it would just be like putting a plaster on a festering wound. It is still going to open and still fester. So you have to deal with the
Exactly.
root cause, why you feel that way. Why do
Mm-hmm.
I need to ask yourself these pertinent questions? Because it's very important. Because a lot of people also will not, a few people have come out and said, actually, all these are vanity and they do not serve any purpose whatsoever. And if they had known what they know now, they won't have gone ahead with it. Or if someone had discouraged them, and you have people like that saying that, how much more you wanted to start the whole process of doing things like that. So it is a conversation to be had. And also, we should stop shaming people because that's another thing. Shaming
Mm-hmm.
people for looking a certain type of way. Oh, look at you, flat bum, or look at you, or you don't even want your dry chest. What's the need? Or calling somebody straight like ruler. That's the way God has blessed them.
Straight
Why
like
you
ruler.
keep calling
That's
them?
a Nigerian
You
form
don't
of
have
insult.
you are not perfect. You have some imperfections, even if they're hidden under clothes. You have stuff. So what makes you feel that pointing out somebody's what's that word? Imperfections make you feel better. Remember, when you point one finger at someone, four fingers are pointing back
Or
at
are
you.
pointing
So
back at
it's
you.
still that we need to show love and be kind to one another. It doesn't help to want to poke, jab, pull down, drag down, insult, tear down someone because you're trying to pass a message
Mm-mm.
across or make
It
someone feel
doesn't.
less than they are
It
because
doesn't. And the argument
it's
could then be
unnecessary.
the argument could then be exactly that for those who then go for it because they feel some mental turmoil as torment even as a result of the bullying they've received from others, and then they think I will fix
Yeah,
it physically. I'll fix it physically so they can't say that about me. Trust me, they'll find something else to say about you. And in the same vein, don't go and die as a result of doing things like this. So check
those
yourself.
things. Yeah,
Yeah? Check yourself because yes, there are people that bully. We would not definitely stand for it. We stand against bullying, especially for body image, but do not use that to get yourself into more trouble. Genuinely,
yeah,
it's not worth it. It just
at
isn't.
all,
That
at
being
all.
said, we've come to the end of another podcast episode. It's been
Yep,
amazing. Thank you for staying and sticking with us as we just chat with each other. We're going to
yeah.
catch you in the next episode. Subscribe where you can and comment. Let us
And
know.
then if you,
You're
yeah,
right.
and if you would like us to talk about something within the limits of being reasonable, we will talk about it. Just tell us
Yeah.
because we don't have it all. So yeah, drop us a line, an email tweet at us at Two Nigerian Women. Email us. At least that's the socials we have for now. So we'll be
Yes.
happy to hear from you. If there's anything you think we can tweak a little, we will do that. But thank you for tuning in and staying with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Sissy.
Bye.